All right, guys. So I wanted to make a video discussing why the circular storytelling of Batman ruins Joker War. But since Sal and I discussed it a little bit in the podcast earlier, I wanted to get Andy's opinion on it as a professional writer who has written thousands of books.
Yeah, totally. That's me.
It's a joke. He has not.
I have not. Professional is a strong term.
So the reason, because I was going to make my usual rant video, which we've already done before. We already did today for a couple other videos. But today, for this particular one, I wanted to get a secondary opinion on it. Okay. Because I don't know if you're going to agree with me. This will be kind of a boring video. But I feel like...
if I agree with you or don't agree?
If you agree with me. If you don't agree with me, that's what I'm looking for.
Okay.
So Joker War, I think, is an incredibly written, incredibly drawn, really sound storyline.
Yes.
The problem with Joker War is, regardless of what happened, it has gone back to the status quo due to circular storytelling forcing it to.
I hate to tell you this, but I agree with you because I already talked about this during our review show.
Did you?
I did.
A review show that you can find on our twitch.tv/Comicstorian channel?
Yes.
See, it was all a plug.
Yeah, I like it. This whole thing has been a plug. My problem with it was, yes, I almost said the exact same thing. I think it was very well written. I've enjoyed Tynion's run since the beginning. I was not a huge fan of the previous writer's run, whose name shall be nameless.
I liked it.
And I've enjoyed Joker War for what it was, and I've said it, to me, it seemed like Tynion was like, I'm going to make a new Arkham game.
Yeah.
And we'll call it Joker War.
Yeah.
Because it's almost exactly what it was. The problem with the ending of it, other than the fact that it felt a little rushed, was that it returned everything to the status quo, and you knew nothing was really going to come out of it.
Right.
Because Harley was like, you have to choose between me and the Joker. You either save me and let the Joker die, or you save the Joker and continue this endless cycle of death that you guys always go into. And you knew they were both going to survive.
Yeah.
There really was no, oh my God, what's Batman going to do? It's, he goes and he saves Harley Quinn, and then you're like, oh, so they're going to allude maybe the Joker's dead. And then literally the very next panel, Batman's like, oh yeah, we found the bomb. It was disarmed.
That's exactly what I said was going to happen.
Yeah. And I said this to Dan when we were reviewing it. It's almost exactly the same as the ending to Scott Snyder's Endgame.
Yeah.
Which is the Batman and Joker were fighting.
Yes.
Supposedly they're both dead. And then a panel later, you see Bruce and the guy who would be the Joker.
And it's almost, in the way Tynion did it too, it was almost like, just in case you did not realize the Joker was still alive.
Was still alive.
Here's an epilogue.
Say it, and we're going to have an epilogue. So yeah, that's the problem. It once again returns. It's just another turn of the wheel. Because I guarantee maybe 2 writers from now, we're going to have another somebody takes over Gotham.
I think the problem that I have with Joker War is he made the stakes too high, knowing that there would be because we also knew this was coming out of Tom King's run, which was very divisive for Batman fans, regardless of how you look at it. It was divisive for Batman fans, and it was quite obvious DC wanted to get back to a status quo.
Right.
So no matter what James Tynion did, or Tynion, I forget how he actually said it's pronounced, but
yeah, sure.
Whatever he did, we knew going in that this couldn't end in any other way other than Joker's alive, Harley's off on her own, and Batman and the Bat family are doing their usual.
Now, in terms of status quo, basically at least what it alludes to that they're returning to is Batman before all of Gotham City was like his giant bat bunker.
Yeah.
They're returning him to Gotham is no longer the shiny beacon of hope. It's back to everybody knows they suck. The city sucks. We all suck together.
Yes.
Which in and of itself is good. I think they do need to return Batman to kind of that street level Batman. I think he's gotten too big.
Oh, no, I agree with that.
I think the Bat family's gotten too big. I think the whole idea of I literally have bunkers all over Gotham that nobody seems to have stumbled upon.
Yeah, that one I find a little weird. Especially to the point where in Teen Titans, Damian's literally like, here's another Bat bunker that I just have access to, and he assumes is... Who builds these?
The idea that in Justice League, Batman is literally the guy you need to go to if you need to take down anyone in the DC universe. I think he's gotten too big. I think they need to return to that street level Batman, which is what it kind of sounds like they're doing, but it's still current Batman, so he's still going to be Omniverse Batman. But you know what I'm saying? I think so. In terms of, but yeah, we'll just get back to there because
I also feel like Joker War's second problem is what I like to refer to as the Bendis effect. So we know that in current comic books, if James Tynion writes a story about Batman, he doesn't get anything out of that after writing the initial story.
Yeah. And then whoever the next writer is can change everything they want.
Right, and they can change everything they want. But Bendis created Miles Morales, created Riri Williams, constantly makes new characters. Mm-hmm. And we know it's so that if they get used, he gets paid. In a lot, and the reason I call it the Bendis effect is he's probably the most successful of the more recent people to create a hero that makes a ton of money. But if you look at the roster in this storyline, all of these characters could be removed because they didn't seem that important.
No.
Punchline, Clown Hunter, Ghostmaker, everyone that he...
Ghostmaker hasn't come in yet.
Well, yeah, but what I'm saying is
they've showed him, and he's going to be the next thing.
Yeah, right. Okay, so but Punchline and Clown Hunter were both created at seemingly just for this storyline. Clown Hunter did like nothing. Punchline at least was like, like there was a brief moment with her and Harley where Harley's just like, "You're just another girl he's gonna torture."
Yeah.
But even that seemed kind of pointless.
Sure.
But now Punchline's getting a new #1 because now he's gonna get paid for Punchline. It makes sense.
And in the comic, it alluded that Punchline was actually following somebody else.
Yeah.
Because she called somebody else like, "Oh, it didn't kind of go the way we wanted."
Yeah. No.
Maybe it's one of the other Jokers.
And then she got herself into Blackgate instead of Arkham.
Yeah.
So there was quite a few things that were going on. It's interesting that this. For me, the problem with this is that this story was too big for its own britches. It came in a weird time where DC just wants to reset Batman. And because it wants to reset Batman...
they need to reset Batman.
And I agree, this story should have come at the end of his run.
I think so too.
As opposed to starting his run like this.
Yeah, I think he should have started off doing smaller stories built to the Joker War, and then you can bring it back to square one.
And then I think that would have made more sense. But
I mean, it's possible Tinian wanted to write square one Batman stories and needed to get there.
Well, I don't know if you're aware of this, but he was originally not staying on.
Oh, I didn't know that.
5G was going to reset Batman to #1, and he was off.
Oh, okay, I didn't know
So
that.
now he's continuing, so he gets to do some cool stuff. But I feel like that the continuation, it puts this story in a weird spot. Because it feels like they wanted a good Joker versus Batman story. It had to be big, giant, sprawling, but it has to go back to classic Batman when we're done with this.
Right, yeah.
And it put it in a weird spot, and I felt like the entire story and the tie-ins were very well handled up until 99 and 100. Because then at 99, 100, everything just kind of magically works. Like
I was gonna issue 100 was pretty rushed, I felt.
Yeah.
But I mean, overall, I agree. I think, which I know you said you were hoping I wouldn't do that, which is literally, I complain about that in comics all the time.
Circular storytelling. Yeah.
And
that's
so
why we both like indie books really well.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I don't know why you thought I wouldn't agree with that, but yeah, that is the problem with it. It's the same thing, and it's the same thing as when Bane took over Gotham.
Yeah.
And then
Bane literally took over
Joker
Gotham
came over.
10 issues ago.
Yeah.
It was literally called the City of Bane.
That's what I'm saying. Gotham is an awful place to live. I would move to Bloodhaven.
And before that, it was weird. It was weird. I'm gonna just so I can get your live reaction here on this video is gonna go up as the problems with Joker War and why we love and hate it at the same time.
It was a very well told
It was
story.
very well. It was very beautifully
good.
drawn.
Yes, the art was amazing.
Tinian is an amazing writer. I don't feel like this was him going.
No,
I want to tell a 10-issue Batman story that ends on nothing.
If this was just like, if you take this as just a Batman story, don't worry about canon, don't worry about any of that crap. It's awesome. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Taking it as another spin of the wheel of main continuity comics or whatever you want to call it. It's just kind of the same thing.
And that's the big issue because it's not solo storyline. It's 88 to 100.
Right,
you know what
exactly.
I mean? Yeah. So just so you guys know, I'm going to spoil here, but because it's been pseudo-spoiled. Apparently, KG Beast is coming back to get Nightwing because he recovered. But this time, instead of his head, he's going to shoot him in the heart and take that girl he got in love with.
But does he remember being in love with her? It'd be funny if Dick was just like,
I don't know.
I mean,
but I love that.
I can see how Rick was attracted to her, but she's not really my type. I don't know.
I find it hilarious that it's like, we got Dick Grayson back. KG Beast is going to shoot him again.
Twice.
All right. Hope you guys enjoyed this little discussion. Normally I do these rants myself, but I know Andy has a very strong stance in circular storytelling,
I do, yes.
which is my problem with Joker War. So I thought you'd have some really insightful things to say about this particular one. If you want to get more of Andy's opinions, check him out on the Comics Experiment, our podcast that airs every Saturday right here at the Comicstorian channel, and also goes up on twitch.tv/Comicstorian. And overall, guys, I'll see you in the next review. Hope you guys enjoy. Don't forget to subscribe, hit that like button, and thank you.
Bye.